What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today we are continuing with the GTA 6 tutorial series, and in this episode we will create the wasted game over screen. It's going to be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is import two sounds that we will play, when we die and play the wasted screen and everything like that. So to do this, let's go and open up the audio folder, right click, create another new folder, and let's call this something as just wasted. So we know this will, be the sound for wasted. In my case, I will link both of these sounds in the description, just drag them into our content browser, okay? Great, so with that said, good to go. And now what I need to do is just play them. You can see that this intro is very simple, okay? Just kind of mini boom, and then a kind of a slow down effect. You can see nothing of the world. You can use, of course, your custom sounds, but in this case, these ones will work perfectly fine. So the first thing that we are going to do now that we have the sounds imported is to go ahead and play them once we die, and also slow down the time, and then we will create the UI. So we will do all this inside the player blueprint. So open up BP player, and we will go and navigate in our events graph to where we basically die, which is in here. We have our health system, right? If we are dead, we go here and disable the input and simulate physics and so on. Well, let's just go ahead and just create another custom event, which will basically be die, and if this loads, I'm gonna go ahead and just put wasted at the end, right? Because, well, it's just gonna be easier to find it, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and unplug this, put this over here, and then here call die wasted, okay? And it will just kind of be a bit more organized, and now we have all the death, logic in this other custom event. So what more we will have on here? Well, first of all, we will, play a sound int 2D. And the first sound will be with control space. We can go to the wasted, and it'll be the wasted intro. So let's drag this here, and then after a delay of I don't know how much, okay, we will experiment with that. We will start playing the other slowdown effect. I think that 0.2 might work, so let's test this out, okay? And with that, let's play, and just die with the thing that we had the shortcut of, just pressing 1 on our keyboards, and we will see we will die. So let's press 1 on our keyboards, decrease our health, and there we go. So I think that we need a bit of a delay more in the sounds, okay? So maybe like 0.35 sound, or even directly 0.4, okay? And let's see, that sounds a bit better. So we need some spacing for the intro sound to play, and then the other one, right? Okay, that sounds a bit better. I think that 0.7 might be even better, right? Let's give it another go, and also let's increase this volume to around 2.7, and let's see. So press play again. Gonna die ourselves. Yeah, that's way better. Maybe 2.7 is too much. Maybe 2.4 is a bit better. Good. So with that said, we're good to go. Now what we need to do right after we play the sound is to go ahead and set the time to be different. So first of all, let's make a sequence, right? And there's this very nice node in Unreal which we can change the speed of time, and it is the set global time dilation. By default it will be 1, but if we put this something as 0.2, you will see that indeed this will go ahead and go all in slow motion. So now if I die, you can see that this happens. But there's a problem, and it is that basically because we are changing time, the delay is being affected by this, right? We do not want that. So instead of doing this separately, what we will do is create a meta sound, and we will plug everything into one asset. So to do this, let's go and enter in our wasted audio folder. We already have previously created meta sounds. This will be more straightforward. For example, the rifle and footsteps, to make them a bit more random. But let's just go to the audio section, meta sound source, ms_wasted. As simple as that. And now here, what we need to do is go ahead and just get our intro and drag it in. Well, we need to do a play wave mono, and then yes, we can drag it in. Okay, great. And then we just want to also copy this, paste this, and plug in the slowdown itself. So first bow on finish will be when this second one is finished. Okay, let me connect this on here, and then we will also go get the output mono, and we need to add a mixer, right? Because we want a mixer of 2. Put this here because we want to join 2 monos, okay? 2, outputs, right, into 1. So this is important. That's how we combine multiple ones. Now we have this. So first of all, on this one, we're going to just go to the original source asset and just increase the volume to around 2. Okay, that's a bit better. And then what we can do is you can put a we cannot put a delay here, but it will be okay. We don't need really delay. Like, I think that this sounds pretty good, honestly. There's not really any problem. I think that this will go pretty neat. So with that said, we are good to go actually. So we can just delete this, get this to be a 1, and just select our ms_wasted. And good. Now you will see that the global time dilation will kind of look nicer. So if I run and die, you can see that this happens, and it looks pretty cool. So with that said, now let's go ahead and create our UI. So what we will do is basically kind of black out our screen, so it will be kind of black and white kind of. We will just add a black canvas with some opacity over it, and then what we will do is basically just add a text, red text saying wasted, that will appear with an animation and disappear. Okay, so let's go into our UI folder and let's right click, create a new user interface, and this will be a new widget blueprint. And yes, we're doing this outside of the usual widget because, well, it will be more compact, organized, and at the end of the day, we will only see our wasted screen when we die, and then just restart the game. So it makes sense to create a new widget. Let's call this something as wb_wasted, and let's open this asset back up, and then in the widget, let's add a canvas. That's the way we can add things into our screen. And now, like I mentioned before, let's drag an image, and now let's make it full screen. How do we do this? We can go to anchors, hold Control, and press the full screen button, and as you can see, it will fill the whole screen. Let's change the tint to be more darker, and then let's make by default the alpha to be 0. Okay, we can change it on here actually. Yes, there we go. We will keyframe this number later on. With that said, let's rename this image itself to be something as the background, and then we can use disable is variable because we will not need any reference to this image from outside or even the widget itself. Cool. So now with that said, let's also drag in a text and let's center this at the center. So put the anchor at the middle. This time, of course, not pressing Control or anything like that, just put in the anchor at the center. Then let's reset the position X and Y to be 0, 0. So we are the center, and now to even center this one more time, let's put this at 0.5 and 0.5, and now yes, it is exactly centered. Now let's make this something as way bigger, right? I don't know how big this text will be, but quite big, right? So I think like this will kind of work. You can copy my values or kind of play around to see what works best. But then on the text appearance itself, we're gonna change the justification to be at the center, and then let's just go ahead and just type in wasted, put this on to be kind of red, and then let's go ahead and go to the font settings and increase the size to around this. So yeah, 120 I think will work great. And now let's add the famous outline. So let's go here and add, like, I don't know, 5 or even I think 10, yeah, 10 of outline, and we can just kind of make this red but a darker red. I think like this. I don't know if it's completely black or kind of reddish, but I think that this will kind of work, something like that. Okay, a very dark reddish, and here we go. Wasted. And you may notice that also in GTA we have kind of an image going downwards like that. Let's add the same thing. But first of all, let's rename this to be the wasted wasted text, and let's drag, get select this image that we have just added, and this will let's just call this the wanted text image border, right? And now what we're going to do is go ahead and center this without pressing Ctrl. Let's put this at 0, 0, 0.5 and 0.5, and then let's just go and increase this to fill in kind of the image like this. And in GTA, I believe that there's a bit of rotation, right? We can add that, but for now we're gonna leave it like this. Let's change the color to be red, darker red, and change the opacity to be like on a 0.2 or even 0.3. I think will work. And let's put this above the wasted text, so the wasted text will be on top of everything, right? Yes, there we go, cool. And now with that said, we're good to go. We can add some transforming here, the angle kind of like this, okay, like in GTA. And I think that also we have some borders here, but for now we'll add them maybe later. I think it looks pretty cool like that, honestly, And now the only thing that we have left is to animate this. Also, let me disable this variable on the image border and text. We don't need that. And now let's create the animation. So this will be an all-in-one animation, so it will just be wasted. Let's select this new animation and let's start to edit things with the timeline. Now if you don't see this animations window, you can just go to window and it is around here, animations. Okay, cool. So now with that selected, let's begin by just animating the background. It's gonna be easier. So we will begin with an alpha on here. If we expand the color and opacity of 0, and then a bit later, maybe around, I don't know, I mean the black and white will be faster than the rest of the text, so I think that 0.75 will work. And this will be something as 0.3, 0.5, 0.4, 0.4 will work, I think. Let's add a new keyframe, and now boom, it will kind of darken out the background, right? But still we can see the player and everything in the background. And then what we will do, a part of adding the background, is going to be our image border. Okay, so we will kind of do the same thing. It will begin a bit later, right? So we'll add our image border to the track, and let's just put the alpha at 0 on here, and then add here at 1 maybe, back to 0.3 where it was, and add a new keyframe. So now it fades in, as you can see. There we go. And at the start it is like this because the default value is 0.3, but don't worry, we'll reset that in just after we finish the animation. And then last but not least, we have the text. So we will do is just add a wasted text component here, which is this one, right? And then around here, a bit later, right after the other panel starts to appear, we will get the the opacity, which will be, oh my god, where is it? Color opacity, there we go. It will start at 0. Now you can see that we still have the outline here. So there are two things that we need to do, and it's basically control both of these two parameters. Okay, so we will basically begin with the, where is it now? The alpha at 0 for the color and also for the outline. Oh, we cannot. Oh, really? Wait. Okay. All right. In this case, okay, we're gonna change a bit how we are going to do the text. Okay. So let's delete the wasted text on the track here. Put the alpha to 1, and what we will do instead is create this thing called not the canvas panel. I mean, we could technically use the canvas panel if we wanted, right? And it's just to change the render opacity. That's the thing that we could do. Yeah, all right, let's do this. So add a new canvas panel into here, and we'll add the wasted text on here, and this on here, and this canvas panel will just kind of fill in with a control selected the whole space, so we'll have it as always. And we're gonna rename this to be the wasted text canvas panel. So basically we just made this text a child of this canvas panel, because now in here we can add this canvas panel, and just use this parameter, which was, where was it? The render opacity, here it is. Just put it at 0, boom, and then on here at 1. And now we are both changing the, font and the outline. Very good trick. And now, boom, this happens. So let's go ahead and deselect the animation, okay? Save. Go and select the background. By default, this will be 0. The image border, again, 0. And this canvas panel, by default, 0. And that way, when we press play, that looks pretty cool. And there we go, we have this animation appearing. Okay, cool, I like it. So that's it, there we go. I think that this by default should be 0, yeah, okay. Alright, so let's test this out. Let's just go quickly to the graph and just delete everything. Let's create a new custom event that we will call, which we play wasted animation, okay? So now on this, we can just get the wasted animation that we just created and call this node, which is play animation. And now it will play this animation, what we'll call this event. So now in the player, when we die, right after the sound, we will go ahead and create a new widget. In this case, this widget will be the wasted one, and we'll add this to the viewport so we can see it on the screen. And on top of that, we will need to call the play wasted animation. So it will play the animation. We can also add the construct right by the begin play of the widget, but it's okay. We can do it manually just in case we want to add a delay or something like that later on. And that should be it. Hopefully the global time dilation will not mess up the animation. All right, so let's go ahead and just press play and boom. Oh, that looks cool. Now there's one thing, which is that the border, okay, does not reach the end. So we will just need to make it bigger, right? So in size X, I think, yeah, just expand it even more. And we will not really have that problem because this is a very wide viewport, right? When you play in full screen, it's a different aspect ratio, so I have that problem. But here it is. So there we go, wasted, and this works. Now we need one final last thing, which is to fade out the screen. So at the end, right, it will do is add a delay. And of course, we will need to change this delay depending on this, but it's okay. And then this will be something as, it was fade screen or camera, but it's this node, okay, which we can, fade the camera, and that's pretty cool. I think, okay, yeah, so we access this through the camera manager. So we access the camera manager. We can use this start camera fade node, and now we can just do from alpha 0 to 1 over the duration of how much? Well, other 2 seconds. And now you will see that when I press play and die, it will wait a bit. Okay, that's that is definitely too much. It should be playing, but the problem is this, right? Let's make it even smaller, and maybe like just quick 25 seconds. Okay, and let's test this out. Press play. Gonna die. Wasted, and boom. There we go. That worked pretty good. Just gonna wait maybe 0.3, and once this completes, right, we will basically add an open level node. So we will restart. We are in the test level, so just type in test, and that's it. Actually, I don't know, I don't think so. Yeah, there's not a end on end executing pin, so it's okay. All right, so that's it. There we go, wasted. We fade out the screen and we restart the level. Everything is great. So that's it, guys. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of Unreal Engine 5 videos and tutorials, so check them out. Remember, they have full access to the private files through Patreon or YouTube members, so links in the description. Join my Discord server to talk with me and other devs. Check out my new course with Game Dev TV and how to make a stealth game in Unreal. Join my join my Discord server, so join. We are constantly updating everything. Follow me on my socials. And now, yes, with all that said, bye bye.